What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Do you get offended when your phone rings? Your telephone? Do you get offended when it rings? I surely do. All right, because I believe no one should be calling me. I don't want anybody to call me. When the phone, the device meant for people to call you, when it actually does that, I'm like, the nerve of you to call me when you should have just texted me, right? And it's 2026 and things are changing. I never pick up my phone, which is terrible. It's terrible. I barely even recognize that it's ringing because I believe that we're an advanced society that you should text me. If you really want to get a hold of me, text me, right? I think we've been conditioned with the cell phone being more than just a phone. The main use of the cell phone is no longer to have conversations, but to communicate via text message, DM, social media, emails, and things like that. That's my preferred mode of communication. All right, is that I don't want to talk to nobody. All right, shits. I don't even go live most of the time because I don't want to talk to nobody because I talk too much. Okay, I'm gonna talk myself for an hour and a half, and if that person talks for an hour and a half because I got them amped up, now we having a good conversation. That's 3 hours gone. That's how I see it. I'm sorry. That's why I don't be going live. I don't got enough time during the day to be having great conversations with y'all. Because I know my subscribers get me going. 5 hours done pass. Right? 5 hours, great conversation, and 4 super chats. Hell no. All right? F that. I don't work for free. The hell I look like. I make these videos where I talk, right? And you guys can make comments, and we can chit-chat in the comment section. All right? I prefer that, right? And I know a lot of people feel that way, too, and they don't answer their phones. Because the cell phone is not meant to pick up. I don't want to, I got my AI answering I don't listen. If you don't leave me a voice message, you didn't call. Okay. If you don't have a follow-up text message, I didn't see it. All right. I check my voicemail once every 4-5 months when that junk get full. Right. And I'd be like, you have 38 voice messages. I'm like, damn. And then I take a little time and I commence to seeing who the hell was trying to get in contact with me for the last 4-5 months. All right, I'm terrible. I'm sorry. You want to email me? I will answer that. Text me. I'll answer that. You call me, man. You short. All right. Look, them barbaric days. I don't do that. All right. Anyway, this black woman, she's gonna explain why she don't pick up the phone. I didn't even know there was a name for it. I know I wasn't by myself. Right. I felt like I was becoming a recluse. I felt like I was becoming one of those incels, right? When it comes to communication, I just don't want to talk to nobody. I'm just gonna be in my little corner in my life, and everybody call me, I'm just gonna ignore them, right? I know we all got that feeling or whatnot, but at least somebody put a name to it. There is a name for it, right? At least for some of us, because I don't think all of us are suffering from this. Some of it's self-inflicted or self-imposed, but some people got real issues on why they really don't pick up the phone, and we be getting mad at them. Right, that's why I don't get mad. If I call you a couple times or even if I text you and I'm getting even short answers or you kind of giving me the purposeful delay of my response because I see that you was online, it clearly say you was here and I know you said it, but you didn't reply. That's the sign to me to go ahead and let it, all right, bro, I will allow you to communicate with me when you feel like it. Okay, because I'm not going to keep searching. I'm not going to beg to talk to you. It's not that serious, right? And so I know a lot of us kind of feel that way as we continuously connect with each other, but continuously forget and how to actually communicate. Because the more we're connected, the more we forget how to actually communicate, right? Because it's terrible. You text somebody, have a whole meaning, they took it a whole nother way, right? And it probably would be advantageous to make a phone call. That way they can hear the reflections in your voice, right? Because the LOL don't do it all the time. Because sometimes the .LOL mean you being slick as shit. Right, and not hee ha ha. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
The reason why I don't answer the phone sometimes, or I don't text back, or don't respond to DMs or comments is because it's something wrong with me. That's it. It's just something wrong with me. It's not any special reason. It's not personal. I'm not one of those, my phone always on D&D. I got so many missed calls and texts. No, I be very ashamed of myself for being so unresponsive. But yet for some reason, sometimes I go through these spells of time where I might not even be busy. I'm just overwhelmed by existing. That's it. And then my phone rings and it terrifies me. Or I see multiple text messages and I'm like, wow, this is horrible. But if nobody called me or texted me, I would hate that. I really appreciate that people call me and text me. I would love to talk to y'all. I'm not really sure why I can't.
If you disappear and isolate when overwhelmed, you could be dealing with something that we call functional freeze. And this is when your brain prioritizes survival over communication. You not texting your friends back isn't ghosting, but more times than not, it's you hitting a limit. Your nervous system has hit a limit and now you don't have any more capacity. And this is when you officially shut down. If you ever find yourself in this situation where you are experiencing functional freeze, it is important to understand what led to this. But before we can do that, we have to look at shame and the role that shame plays in all of this. Shame is such a key factor because this is one of the biggest contributors to us pushing ourselves into isolation. We tell ourselves things like, oh, I should be handling this situation much better. If I were just more capable, if I were just smarter, I wouldn't be in this situation. And none of those things are true. And the key reason why we live with all this shame is because when we were younger, a lot of us learned that our needs were too much. So instead of speaking up and voicing what we needed, we learned to just retreat and isolate. Shame paralyzes us and prevents us from taking the action needed to change our situation. As kids, a lot of us learned that our needs were too much. And instead of asking for help, we figured that it's just best to retreat and isolate and figure out a way to solve the problem on our own. And this has been our coping mechanism for so many years. And because we're crafty, we often actually solve our problems through this whole cycle of shame, isolation, guilt, then action. Shame, isolation, guilt, then action. This tends to work for us. Even though it's not the healthiest thing, it tends to work for us because we tell ourselves that we have no other option. And because things work in cycles, we know that at some point we will come back to our phones. We will return text messages and calls and be outside and be at the function. However, we tell ourselves that the only way that we can get through this situation is by isolating. And even if this is true, the long-term strategy to fixing this problem is reworking our relationship with frame. That's the first thing to do because shame prevents action and action defeats anxiety. It helps us overcome the depression as well. But we have to work on our relationship with shame. And as you work on your relationship with shame and guilt, we'll throw guilt in there as well because shame is not liking who you are and guilt is not liking what you've done. Those two things go hand in hand. So as you work in your relationship with those two things, it will then give you the capacity to put together a system. And with that system, you can live your life and do all the things that you have to do. But first, we have to address shame and his little brother or sister, guilt. Those two things. If we can do that, then we'll have the capacity to return back to our lives and to put together a system that is more sustainable for us. And if you made it to this point in the video, there's a good chance that you're neurospicy like me. And I just want to say that if you've been picking up what I'm putting down, I would love to meet you. I'm going all across America and I'm looking for my people, my fellow neurodivergent individuals. April 26th will be in Houston, Texas. The next month, on May the 31st, we will be in Nashville, Tennessee. Link in the bio for more information if you're interested, and I can't wait to see you.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.